Hello, everybody, and welcome out to Board Game Breakfast. My name is Chris Yi.
I'm Wendy Yi.
And good morning. I'm Eric Summerer.
Now, as the title suggests, there's going to be some tomfoolery, shenaniganery going on here. But we've got.
Are you saying it's time to play the music? It's time to light the lights?
Oh, It's going to be a Muppet-themed show tonight. See what I did there?
No.
Yeah. Muppets tonight. Yep, got it.
You know how to rhyme. Good job.
Sorry, I derailed your intro. I'm very, very sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that we don't have time to goof around. We got to get down to business. It's serious Board Game Breakfast. It's not. It's down-pointing Board Game Breakfast. Folks, we've got a couple of really cool things going on here. This is the last week of regular scheduled content from your pals at the Dice Tower. Because next week, we have a little event going on. You heard of it? It's called Gen Con, baby.
We got another event going on. It's called Gen Con. Did you rhyme again?
Not on purpose.
Your
with a flurpus.
Sequency was off or whatever, your timing. Your synchronizing. What do you call that? Like the rhythm, the cadence? The
meter, right?
Meter. There you go. That's what I was talking
Your
about.
meter was off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that and the FPL, the Florida Power Meter, was off because we're not paying for electricity. That's a joke. That's a felony. So, anyway, point being, next week you're going to see our Gen Con coverage from the convention itself. We'll be doing vlogs. We'll be doing the Dice Tower Awards, which will be on Thursday. And if previous years have anything to do with anything, there might be evidence to suggest that you'll see some cool sort of performance, maybe from our own Eric Summerer.
Maybe some
It's
songs
entirely possible. My job after our show today is to put the video together that will display whilst I am singing and dancing.
Okay, I was really worried you were going to say that you were going to write the song today. I was like,
no,
little behind.
No, I've been practicing constantly for the past several weeks.
Any tongue twisters this time that we can...
This is the hardest part, is just getting the words out. If I can get all the words out of my face, then it should be a good song, yeah.
In the right place.
Man, get those words out your face.
Get them out of your face.
All right. So this week, though, we will be doing some Gen Con preview coverage as well. So Thursday, no top 10 list. But we'll be doing like the Gen Con preview where Tom, Z, and Milla, I think, will be scrubbing through the whole preview list and everything over on Board Game Geek. And we'll be putting together some lists of anticipated games that will either go up at the end of this week or early next week or so. So Gen Con's happening, baby.
It is. I'm excited.
Yes. The podcast episode coming up next week will also be Gen Con related.
Very nice.
Very true, very true.
And then in other cool news here, the movie that the documentary movie that was played at Dice Tower East, The Hobby, we have some special words from the director and filmmaker Simon himself here, who has some pretty cool news about the movie reaching wider distribution. So we're going to cut over to him. He's going to explain it. And when we come back to us after a word from our sponsor, Grip Mats, you'll have something else to be excited. So let's cut over to our pal Simon.
Hi there, I'm Simon Ennis. I'm the director of the new documentary, The Hobby, Tales from the Tabletop.
And I'm Candace Harris from Board Game Geek, and I'm one of the subjects in The Hobby, Tales from the Tabletop, which is a new documentary that highlights all the wonderful things about the modern board game hobby. It is a film that is, fantastic for people who don't know much about this world, but also for us gamers, us hardcore gamers. And it's just a feel-good adventure. Lots of different subjects and stories are told, and yeah, it's coming out.
Yeah, we have some sort of big designers that you might have heard of, like Elizabeth Hargrave and Eric Lang and Daryl Andrews. We go to a lot of conventions. We went to the first ever World Series of board games. A certain fedora-wearing man that I'm sure you on the Dice Tower are all familiar with is featured in the movie, as well as a philosopher who writes about board games. So it's all kinds of different looks at the modern board game world, at this hobby that we love. And it will be available on VOD starting July 22nd. So you can get it iTunes, Amazon, basically
anywhere you can rent a movie online.
Yeah, anywhere you can buy or rent a movie online. So I guess Chris is going to show the trailer, and we hope you can check it out. And Chris, I'm giving you two codes to give away. So 2 people watching today can own the movie on iTunes. Yeah, anyway, I hope you check it out. And if you do and you like it, please tell everybody you know.
Yeah, enjoy.
When people come to my house and eat dinner, and then afterwards we're like, now what do we do? Sitting around and talking is boring. Play a board game.
People don't realize how big the world of board games is.
How many board games do you own?
Over 100, maybe 200, a lot.
People think of Monopoly, and it's definitely not that anymore.
You want knitting? There's a game for knitting. You want riding on dragons? There's a game for riding on dragons. You want a game about pickleball? There's gonna be one soon.
The World Series of Board Gaming.
The winner will walk away with $25,000.
Like, I'm overly competitive. I injured myself running laps around my cottage celebrating a Trivial Pursuit win over my mother-in-law. It's a true story.
I'm feeling both nervous and excited.
I am very competitive.
I heard one of them actually played 100 games in preparation.
Things got a little serious now.
You made a play that was illegal.
The way he blocked me unnecessarily.
I am a board game designer. It starts a much more interesting conversation than I'm a health policy analyst.
Can I get a quick picture?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a cool kind of famous. A few thousand people in the world know me, and they're all here.
I am a complete newbie to this.
The day before my Kickstarter goes live. Oh, lordy, this is going to be an interesting couple of months.
Fiction concentrates the beauty of storytelling, and games concentrate the beauty of practical action. If games are all there is to do in utopia, they must be the meaning of life.
I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play right now.
This show is sponsored by GripMat, who makes custom play mats for many of your favorite games. With their custom grip surface, you can keep cards and tiles in place without worrying about messing up the gameplay. Or you can get one without the grip surface if you just want a great-looking mat. Whether sprucing up a hot new title or an old classic, consider picking up a grip mat in the Etsy link below.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella here from Maple University. Today we are talking about Metro Runner from Thunderworks Games. Now, none of the mechanics kind of like different or very unique in this game, but they all well put together.
Yeah, this game is at its core a large rondel in that it's a track, it's probably bigger than your standard rondel, but you can move 1 or 2 spaces or pay resources to move further. And then as you go around, you're using that to take various actions. So there's ones that let you gain the resources, which are cubes. You can spend those cubes to complete contracts that you've gained. That's one of your major ways of advancing. And then your other way is there's this clever little grid mechanism in the center of the board where you're trying to hack. And there's all these little paths, and it lets you manipulate the board, like slide things around or rotate them to connect 2 nodes together.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, you've successfully hacked. And again, you can do 2 of those for free or spend resources to do more, so you can get there.
A couple of things I love about it is the upgrade, like a Splendor mechanic. So once you complete something, you put it under your board, you get some bonuses, but then next one, you get some benefit or points.
You've got a lot of flexibility. One of the benefits that you get in the game is credits, which aren't spent on contracts, but they're spent on actions like moving anywhere, ignoring the rondel rules, or taking second actions or things like that. So you need to get those and use them to your advantage. I did feel that, clever as it was, the grid hacking mechanism, it slowed the game down as people were trying to work out how to do a successful hack, because usually there was a successful hack. But other than that, I really liked how it all fit together. It was quick and efficient, and you really had to make the most of your points.
All right, folks. So, as you said,
eye catcher time.
But before eye catchers, we got a little bit of contest information. So, if you want one of those 2 codes,
which I do,
you can't.
I want one.
You can't win it. You can't win it. If
What about
you
me?
want to win one of the 2, Eric, you can't.
If I can't win, you can't win.
Oh.
Not allowed.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
We'll have to check the bylaws. If you want to win one of the 2 codes that Simon surprised us with here, then go ahead and email me at chris@dicetower.com today only, Monday, July 21st only.
Are you cutting off at midnight?
Sure.
This is important for our people in international
Midnight
waters.
Eastern.
And I'll tell you what, whatever your midnight is probably fine. I ain't gonna check this till tomorrow. All right.
There you go.
So anyway, the reason for that being is that the movie will be available on VOD on your purchasey renty places. So contest is for today only. Okay. Email me, chris@dicetower.com, and in the subject use the words "The Hobby," which is the name of the movie, of course.
Add the space, otherwise the fine filter won't work, correct?
I'm going to get like 5 emails, so sure, yeah. You better do it.
Also spam Chris's inbox so he never does this again.
Yeah. If you want to send me pictures of pizza as well, I'm not going to say that improves your chances of winning the contest, but it will make me happy. So anyway.
Now I'm just going to send you pictures of pizza. I can't win the contest, but I want to do that.
Oh, I'm going to find a GIF where there's a dude in a pizza costume waving at you.
Look at that. Look at that. This is what you call, how do you portmanteau trolling and friendship?
Trollship.
Trollship. This is trollship, everybody. So, yeah, go ahead and email me today only, July 21st. Now
it is Eye Catcher time.
Now it's Eye Catcher time.
Eye Catcher time.
All right, so stuff that's caught our eye since the last episode of Board Game Breakfast. This thing got announced, I think, literally hours after the last episode of Board Game Breakfast finished up, and I was a little bit bummed because I was like, I would have talked about that. And it's still the thing that's caught my eye the most. 25th Century, publishers of the new edition of Raw, have announced that they are going to be bringing forth Raw, the dice game.
And Rhinelander.
Rhinelander.
I like Rhinelander better, okay?
Rhinelander. Rollin' Rhinelander.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Trickery, lies, deception. 25th Century brought out a new game with their last Raw campaign called Raw Flippin' Right. And everyone's like, is this Raw the dice game? No. Or Raw and Right? Roll in.
It's Raw and Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is now, it just means that we have a new game in the Raw-verse. There's Raw. There's Priests of Raw, which has not gotten reprinted. Raw the Dice Game, which was from 2009. Razzia, which is like a card game version of Raw. And then Raw and Right is the newest one. But they're going back and picking up the old classic Raw the Dice Game as well, putting it in their new look, the new line.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like
acrylic tiles? Acrylic dice?
Acrylic dice. Bakelite stone dice made of the actual pyramids of Giza.
Yes, please.
Ooh.
Is that legal?
The deluxe version.
It's just sandstone.
But yeah, I like Raw the Dice Game. It's a cute little game. It's certainly a smaller game and a shorter experience than the full Raw, but it's a fun one. You ever played this one, either of you twos?
No, I have not.
I have not, although I'm glad you highlighted the fact that Raw and Right is not Raw the Dice Game, because I had it on my Gen Con list thinking it was. And so I will now wait for this one.
I don't know Raw and Right, like what is going to make it tick. That's a Roll and Right joke there. But I'm excited about it still, like nonetheless. I'm curious, but I know for sure Raw the Dice Game is good. Rhinelander's another older Knizia game that 5 people have been clamoring for a reprint, and so happy birthday to you 5 folks.
It's a lovely game. It's a neat one, and if you haven't played it, you should try it.
Have you been clamoring for a reprint, Eric?
No, but you should still try it.
Is it your birthday?
No, but you should still try it.
My statement still stands. Happy birthday, you 5. So anyway, yes, you can go check out the BGG pages for Raw the Dice Game and for Rhinelander, games that have been around for, good heavens, a few decades.
Oh,
yeah, a while.
Keep
Turn of the
printing that
century
money,
for
baby.
Rhinelander.
Yeah. All right, so that's my eye catcher.
All right, my eye catcher is Misfit Heroes. So this is the next Phil Walker Harding AEG game. So it does say late order coming soon. This pledge is over, but it's supposed to come out sometime in the spring next year, probably March is what they're estimating. But Misfit Heroes looks kind of like Castle Combo in the sense that you're building this grid of cards and the grid is affected by where you place the cards. But they have a placement effect, and that placement effect can happen instantly or it can happen based on what's around it or when it's played and how it's played. But the placement effect is determined partially by, well, I guess cards have like 2 different abilities to them. And that's determined by the cards that you've mixed together. So there are these clear cards, and then there are other cards, and you kind of push them together, and you make these Misfit Heroes. And I think the World of Anomaly or something like is what they called it. But basically, it's this like crazy world where there's a bunch of mashup of strange stuff. And so you could have a vampire librarian, and you put those cards together, and it creates its own unique card and its own unique abilities, and so you can swap those around between games and you can change up your deck. And so it looks cute. It's exciting. I love Phil Walker Harding, and I really enjoy spatial placement games. And so if this is going to be anything like Castle Combo, but potentially better, I'd be happy for that.
I like this little animation here. It reminds me of Strong Bad, who was like, "No 2 people are not on fire," in his little children's book. No 2 goblins are never not on fire.
Yes. I like the
looks fun.
middle-aged one better. It makes me happy.
I like the wacky combos you can make. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I was watching a like how to play through on it. And so I think you make the deck original, like you have fun building up a deck and making all these crazy things, and that's kind of its own experience. But then each game you take a handful of cards and switch them up, so you don't have to like remake the entire deck of cards every game. Or you could if you want to. There's nobody stopping you.
Anyway,
nobody's going to stop you.
There's Phil. Good old Phil right there.
Good old Phil with his Cthulhu cards. Are there tentacles coming out of the cards in that picture?
They are. Those are cursed cards.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. And it says, late pledges coming soon. So cool. Hope to see it soon.
Well, I'm glad the 2 of you picked games because I am going far afield. Occasionally on this segment, we talk about things that aren't board games. We've done video games, we've done movies and television, but I am going way out there. I'm going to talk about a concert I went to. I got to see Mr. Yankovic. And anybody who has seen me or heard me on anything here on the Dice Tower knows I'm a fan of Mr. Yankovic. I have been a lifelong fan of the guy. So, of course, I was going to see the bigger and weirder tour, which is currently happening. But I want to wholeheartedly recommend this if you have a chance to see Al. If you've never seen him before, it's well worth it just as a baseline. Costumes, video clips, just hilarity, playing all the hits. Fantastic. But this new tour adds musicians. And we all love musicians. We've got the standard band that he's toured with forever, but he's also got additional vocalists and multi-instrumentalists. So they'll do songs that need more sound, more vocals, more singers. And they can do these songs for this tour because there's more people on the mic. And so all the harmonies are more full. When they need a saxophone, they've got a saxophonist. Apparently they're playing Innovation. It's amazing. It's a fantastic tour. I wholeheartedly recommend it. Go see it if you can. Yes.
Does he have a somewhat recent album? Because I think the last one that I remember is the one with Word Crimes.
Yeah, Mandatory Fun.
Mandatory Fun was his last big album. He's done other small things, and he performed some of those new ones. There was most recently a polka that came out, I think, about a year ago. That's, I think, his newest real song. He's not really doing albums as much as small little snippets these days. The Hamilton polka was out, but then there was a more recent one about a year ago. Yeah, new stuff.
I mean, he's touring, so it's hard to write music while you're constantly on the road.
Well,
yes.
And a small, to his point that he made, I think that he said Mandatory Fun at the time might be his last album because of the changing face of the music industry. And I think that's fair, right? If you are spending time, like legitimate time writing a parody album, the stuff that you're parodying has to have sticking quality. And what is sticking as much these days?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
K-pop.
He would write some parodies and then have to wait until he had a whole album's worth of parodies, and by then about half of them would be less in the zeitgeist. And so now he can, when he wants to, record something and get it out there immediately and release it as a single on iTunes or throw it up on Spotify, whatever.
Yeah, which is too bad because I am an albums person.
You
but
are.
I don't know. Still, I mean, it's a reflection of the ever crumbling state of the music industry. When Weird Al's like, I can't do albums anymore.
So you talk about being a lifelong fan. So I grew up with the Food CD, like his Food album.
The Food album,
I didn't know that those were real songs. Like I knew that Eat It was Beat It, and I knew Lasagna was La 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 Bamba. But the rest I thought were just random silly things that he came up with until I was like an older teenager and an adult. And I was like, oh, stand in the place where you live instead of spam in the... Yeah, just those moments where I was like, I don't know this song. It's not.
This is a common problem, especially with the older songs, older parodies, when the parody has lasted longer than the original. And my kids certainly have that experience. They're like, wait, is this a parody of the Weird Al song? But no, this is the original. Yeah.
What a boring parody. This isn't about potato chips.
Man, we've still never seen Weird Al in concert, but
it's a bucket list.
Very much do want to. Yeah, that's a bucket list concert there.
I should mention that there is a significant crossover in the board gaming community. I ran into several board gamers I knew, including Jen, the board gaming librarian, who viewers of this program might know. And she stopped by to say hi, and it was her first time seeing Weird Al, and I know she had a blast.
Oh, that's fun. That's way fun.
Yeah, we've got to do this. All right, well, let's jump along now to some more contributors, and then we'll be back with our top 10 list.
Hey everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, today we're talking about Scoville. This is the second edition, this time coming out from Trick or Treat Studios instead of the now defunct TMG.
It is designed by Ed Marriott and actually has artwork from Vincent Dutray.
Very nice.
I just want to point out that before I looked that up and I looked at the cover, I guessed it. It's a true story. I did.
He's got a style, and he doesn't always stick to that style, but at the same time, you can tell when he's in his style because it looks so good. All right. Do you like spicy hot peppers?
I mean, in things, not just like by itself.
Well, the town of Scoville likes them in things and by themselves. In this game, basically, you are breeding spicier and spicier and spicier peppers. Think like ghost peppers, Carolina Reapers, that level of stuff. And you're making these spicier peppers, and you're trying to sell them off at the farmer's market, or you're trying to make a chili, because there's a chili cook-off, of course there is. There's a chili cook-off using these spicy peppers. All right, there's kind of an afternoon phase, there's a morning phase. It's just one whole day of just celebrating hot peppers in the town of Scoville.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Scoville is the scale of how hot a pepper is. So it's like a play on words, like Scoville, it's like a town, but also it's like a scale of...
I think they get it.
You get it?
Yeah, I think
Okay, so making hot peppers, roll around the board, gathering these hot peppers, and then from there, selling them either to the farmer's market for points and abilities, or to the chili for more points.
There is this shared board that everybody is playing their peppers on in order to breed peppers. What I really like about that is if you are like me and you just cannot see 5 steps ahead in order to get the pepper that you need, somebody else will, and you can always move your dude over to their spot eventually. So it's not like you're going to be out of luck if you can't figure out how to make these combinations, because the other people that you're playing with will figure out how to make those combinations, and you can take advantage of that.
There's kind of this thing where in order to populate the board, it's a shared board, you need to put out the best peppers out there. But if I'm the one putting them out there, that means I had to spend my really awesome pepper, but everybody else gets a chance to use it.
Like I just said.
That's no fun. But you do get rewarded. There's a point structure in there as well. If you're the first person to put out one of those really crazy hot spicy peppers, I'm just getting all sweaty thinking about it. I do sweat whenever I eat like super spicy stuff. Like my head sweats. It's a weird thing.
So funny.
Right now I'm thinking about that. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you get rewarded for being the one putting them out there, so that way they're out there for the shared good of the entire table.
Yeah, so it encourages you to play it because you get points by playing those. Everybody, if you want to hear more from us, make sure to find us on YouTube. We are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. Everybody, this is Ryan and Bethany, hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye everyone.
Guys.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at LOL Surprise 7 Layers of Fun.
You're going to spin the spinner and you'll move that many spaces. So 1, 2, 3, you will do whatever it says. Now the trade me is fairly easy. You can take anything that you've collected and you can simply trade it. You could trade this with somebody else if you're trying to get the color that you need. If you land on Unbox Me, you would take one of these, you open it up. So you would open this up, you look at all the tokens, and you would take one that you want. That's an outfit, and then this would go back down there. If you land on Mix Me, then what you would do is you would take all the balls and you mix them up so everybody doesn't know where everything is at. You get Take a Peek, you're allowed to look inside here. You won't be able to take one, but then you kind of know where it's at. So think of it as like a memory game. And if you do Spin Again, you get to spin again, and you get to move across the board more often. What you're trying to do is get each of the 7 tokens and the doll in the correct color. So that is LOL Surprise 7 Layers of Fun. You got to spin and move, you're trying to randomly collect things are being moved around, you got to remember where things are at. Little kids who like the LOL are going to go more crazy for this. This reminds me of something you would buy as a gift more than the game. Now the game is a little different. It's not just a spin and move up a track. At least you're trying to collect the accessories for the dolls, and that theme kind of pulls itself in. You want to get the doll you like, and then you want to get the doll's accessories that go with that doll. That fits in fine. The way you're doing it is fine, because this is for littler kids. They're not going to have strategic worker placement and things like that. I think it works fine. If you're not a fan of the LOL series and the dolls, I don't think this is going to be appealing to anybody. The game itself isn't great. But if you have a little person who really, really likes these dolls or collects them or is interested in them, this is going to be appealing. It comes with like 3 accessories you can't get anywhere else except for here. And that's going to be appealing also for the collectors of the kids who like that kind of thing. It's kind of neat. Game itself, not so much, but if you're a fan of the intellectual property, I think it's really neat how you're trying to collect the dolls. Not so much in the dolls universe, but trying to collect them as if I'm a kid going to the toy store to buy this. And it works.
It's time for the top 10 list, and I wanted to show off my Muppets because they're all here to watch us talk about the Muppets. Yes. Now, these are heavy, so I'm going to put them down.
Are they cheering us on from the sidelines? They're like, yay!
Yes. Well, except for Statler and Waldorf, who are just like, boo!
Hey, these guys aren't half bad. Yeah, they're all bad.
All right, so our top 10 to the list today is 10 games that need a Muppet remake. And as always, there are only 3 of us. We're each going to make 3 selections, which means the last selection is up to you. That's right, you watching the chat right now, Gesundheit Chris. So if you come up with a suggestion for a game that needs a Muppet remake, put it in the chat and we will highlight one of them at the very end of the top 10 list. But I get to kick things off with number 10, which I went fully thematically. There is a game called Colosseum that is all about assembling elements. Oh, I love the screenshot you found, Chris. It's all about finding elements to put on a show. And so in a Muppet version, you're going to be putting on an act. You have to draft chickens, and you have to get a bunch of dancing performers, and you have to get a guest star, and you have to put on an act for the Muppet Theater. Muppet Colosseum is my number 10.
Fabulous.
I love it. Am I next? Or are you next, Chris?
I don't remember.
Switch the slide and we'll find out.
We shall see, and whoever's turn it is will be speaking. It's me. It's Rock Hard 1977, baby. Featuring Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. I think that this writes itself, right? You might have to rewrite some of the event cards, the backstage stories to be a little more Muppeteer, but come on, I want this.
Are we gonna see a picture of animals behind on the cover? Might be a little less shiny.
Yoo-hoo!
Oh, that's great. That's great. It fits for sure. All right, mine is Lacrimosa. So I am imagining like Fozzie Bear right there in the front, you know what I mean, holding up his baton, ready to play. Definitely the pigs in any of the cards that have like the little opera singer-y people. Got to have the singing pigs in there, you know, doing their little shoe up. They got a new way to walk.
The chickens.
The chickens?
Yeah.
The chickens for sure. And then I'm just imagining like all the Muppets wearing that wig with all the gold filigree around them. So it's like high class. And then you definitely have the old guys, you know, in the peanut gallery. making fun the entire time.
Did we pick
It's great.
Game full of high-class Muppets.
Yes.
I think we picked both DeVere music-themed games. And it makes sense, right? The Muppets are themselves stage performers, so
They are.
quite appropriate.
They are.
All right, for number 7, imagine this. The Muppets are on a worldwide tour. They're going from city to city, putting on shows, except the evil Constantine has infiltrated the Muppets with his band of Muppet imposters. Yes, that's right. It's Muppet Battlestar Galactica, where you have to put on shows in various locations. But is the show that went totally wrong the work of Constantine and his evil Muppets? Or is it just Gonzo being Gonzo? That's what I want to play, Muppet Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, I love, Chris, that you put Miss Piggy in the red dress. She is the Cylon.
I know one thing about Battlestar Galactica, and it's pretty much that. I've never actually watched it. I know you have.
Yeah, I've watched it.
Yeah. But have you played the
And
game?
there'd be one human from the original show involved and just pretend like that's how it's supposed to be. So like James Callum is just still Baltar, but everybody else is Muppets.
I've not played the game, but I played the newer one, Unfathomable.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of basically the same game with a few little tweaks. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nicely done. I think that it means it going back to me.
Azul.
So, pulling for, looking for inspiration of like not just what would be funny to have Muppets in it, but what would also tell a great tale. And I thought of Muppet Treasure Island, and so of course you got to go with Forgotten Waters.
Oh, I like it.
And not just, it's not, I mean, like with Rock Hard, yeah, like the character art and everything would look fantastic in there. But this has so much story that, I mean, just, oh my gosh, just encountering Sam Eagle and going on his side quest, or Captain Eagle. It'd be so great. I would love the story-driven, pirate-filled adventures of...
With the voice acting?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, when Gonzo comes up and he's just absolutely wrong about everything. I think that we should take our ship and walk it across the island. All right.
Oh, this is a good one.
I want this game.
All right, well, the next one, I was imagining, you know how Cookie Monster, when he eats stuff, it just like falls apart into a bajillion pieces and he doesn't actually consume anything because he's a Muppet? I was like, what game could I make that an element of? And I thought Grand Austria Hotel. So you have all these cute character cards in there, and all of those can be the different Muppets. And then you're feeding them little schnitzel, and you're feeding them wine, and you're giving them all these little things before you send them off to their rooms to go sleep. And so I just want to make all the nice little Muppets happy in my little hotel, and Cookie Monster can eat his schnitzel. And I'm happy.
I learned from this that there's a British spin-off of Sesame Street called the Furchester Hotel.
Oh.
So, yeah, make this a UK exclusive and also give Wendy a copy because I want to play it.
Eric, how do they do it? How do they make it so the Cookie Monster eats the food?
They're specially designed cookies that are not real cookies, and they're basically styrofoam and just disintegratable things that when he goes, it just explodes into crumbs.
I thought it was real.
There's a lot of consideration. Whenever you make a Muppet do anything, like getting it wet or making Ernie take a bath, there's all these considerations because they don't want to hurt the puppet, and so they have to like apply the soap foam strategically that it can be removed. Yeah, all sorts of stuff.
Wow. Strategic soap foaming. Things I've never thought about.
All right, number 4 is going to be, I like your idea, Chris, taking a plaid hat adventure game. I'm going to pick up Muppet Mice and Mystics, where Rizzo and his band of rats are now the good guys, and they have to work through a world of oversized things to make breakfast, to escape from the hotel, to get cheese and bring it back to the family. All the adventures that you want from a band of rats. Oh, and Pepe the King Prawn. In Muppet Mice and Mystics. I want to see that happen.
That's fabulous.
I like this.
Aw.
I definitely like this. Oh,
Which one on the screen is the archer?
The lady in the wig. Or the guy with the golf clubs.
Yeah, or is she a Cylon?
Both.
Mega
She doesn't even
crossover.
know she's a Cylon. She's a sleeper Cylon.
So number 3 coming to me here. This one is less story. Like the previous two that I picked were kind of had more story and stuff to them. This one's all about the artwork, and this game is known for having such evocative artwork. I want Muppet Radlands, baby. Post-apocalyptic Thunderdome punk, diesel punk Muppets out there shooting fire out of their guitars and raiding each other's caravans. Absolutely what I want.
Yeah, what is that picture from?
I think that someone just photoshopped. That's a scene from what's the movie? I keep forgetting the name of the movie.
Mad
Max.
Mad Max.
I've never seen Mad Max.
Yeah, this is the new Mad Max, and
okay.
just once again, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
And then someone just stuck the band.
Yeah. That's all I want. I'm a simple man, okay? You give me post-apocalyptic thunderpunk Muppets, I'll buy your game.
With the hippie girl Muppet in the background, with fire coming out of her guitar, her banjo, whatever it is. Yes.
Oh, the other. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, my last one is more of a all-in deluxe feature, and this is going to be Muppets Werewolf. Like, I'm imagining that every character comes with a Muppet that you play. Like, you pick your character Muppet, and you play legitimately as that character. So you have, I guess the seer and stuff has to be secret, so you can't have like a werewolf Muppet and stuff. But you have your like little villagers and stuff, and then your mayor, who's like, close your eyes. This is gonna be great.
I'd love it.
It's gonna be fabulous.
You might actually get me to play werewolf. If I had a puppet to play with.
Oh, can you imagine if you were Meeper? Meeper? What is his name?
Beaker?
Beaker. And all you do during the entire game. Maybe. That would be great. Oh, that'd be great.
All right.
All right, it is time to pick the number one. So many great ideas. I really liked Kermit Blood and Sand that came up earlier, but I'm going to select Ed McLean's selection, which is Pigs in Space Base.
Where was that? Let me see if I can pull it up. Pigs.
It was very early on in there, but Pigs in Space Base, that would be great. We were looking for some way to incorporate the Pigs in Space characters in our list, and none of us actually chose them. I guess Battlestar Galactica was the closest thing. But I would love to get Captain Strange Pork in there, Dr. Strange Pork.
There are definitely
Link
some good
Hogthrob,
ones
that's
on
it.
this list.
Yeah, I want to shout out Muppets Champions. Muppet Champions, I thought would be a cool way to do Marvel Champions.
Was it Trans Muppet Galactica? Was one listed?
Muppets and Marauders. Yeah, more piratey goodness. All right, yeah, y'all. As the kids say, y'all understood the assignment.
Yeah, they did.
For sure.
Yeah, these are some great ones here.
Mad Max Furry Road.
Oh.
That's funny. Waka waka.
Yeah, Kermit Blood and Sand, though. That's really good. Okay, well, I'm going to be invading your obelisk here, so hope you have a good day. Sorry about that.
Yay!
All right, we're going to jump over to some more contributors, and we'll be back with our old school game.
Happy breakfast, everyone. Today I'm here to talk to you about Tree Society, which is a brand new game for 2 to 4 players from Next Move Games. This is one that you're either going to find interesting and intriguing when I talk about it, or you're going to probably realise if that's the part that's grabbing you, maybe it's not a game for me. So the way this one works is, on a turn you're going to be selling some fruit. That is based on what cards are around the table in the central market and what other fruit your opponents have out visible. So that fluctuates, which is quite an interesting sort of dynamic market. You're then going to use those coins to be buying and upgrading these projects. Some have ongoing abilities. Maybe when you complete another project, you gain some coins, so you get things like that combo, or maybe another one is when you level this one up, you can level another building up for half the price, or maybe one doesn't have any ability, but it's worth a shed load of points. and you're trying to complete these projects for endgame scoring. Now, there's also a really cool other part of the money system, as well as, you know, buying those, selling those fruits, and this is some of your coins you can't touch this round. Some coins just go like into your purse and you can spend them that round, but any coins that you get to add to your chest by any special abilities, you can't use that round. They are locked in for next round, which means sometimes you get a bumper load of coins just sat in your chest waiting for your next turn, and you get this huge big turn. If you're the sort of person that maybe doesn't find that intriguing, then Tree Society may not be for you. Anyway, that is Tree Society. Let me know in the comments section below if you've given this one a go and what you thought. And until next time, enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
Beard here from Rolling with the Beard, and I love when a game has a component that really has amazing table presence. Maybe something that when someone walks by, they see it and they're like, what is that? Well, that brings me to Dice Miner. Dice Miner has this little cardboard mountain thing, and Dice Miner is a dice drafting game. This thing will be loaded with dice, and players will alternate turns drafting those dice. And I know what you're thinking, Beard, that's nice. You know, you can load that up with dice, but let me tell you, it gets even better. Atlas Games was so kind that they posted an STL file of the 3D mountain that you got in the deluxe version. So you can 3D print your own 3D mountain. It's so cool. Don't get me wrong, the cardboard one's nice too, but I mean, come on. Players will alternate turns drafting dice. They'll be getting different kinds of dice, and you can only pick from the dice that you can remove from the mountain without any other dice falling or sliding down. And the goal is to have the most points after 3 rounds. You'll be getting a lot of your points from what they call tunnel dice, and these are these white dice, and you want to get them in sequential orders, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you will score a point per pip. There are also magic dice that you can spin after players are done drafting to re-roll some of your dice. There are also treasure dice that just give the players straight points, and you also get a bonus if you have the most treasure on the treasure dice. And there are also hazard dice too that will cause the players to lose points, and those come in a couple different flavors. There's dragons and avalanches, and those will cost the players points unless they should have some tool dice. And you can get pickaxes that will actually make avalanches be positive points for you, and there are shield dice that will actually make the dragon dice positive. So there's kind of a push your luck thing there where, yeah, you know, you may take some of those danger dice in hopes that you could get some of those tool dice to make them positive. But all of this hot dice drafting action happens on these awesome mountains. These are really the star of Dice Miner. The game wouldn't function without them, and they look super cool on the table. So this one goes out to you, Dice Miner and Atlas Games. The Dice Mountain is Beard's component of the week.
What we do here is go back.
All right.
It is time to go old school. We're talking about a game from a while ago, but as is our theme with this segment, we are actually talking about one that has a new version as well. So you can play the new version of this old school game if you go and pick up the Ultimate Edition or the 4th edition of Innovation. This is a game from,
art,
I want to
right,
say,
Eric? Right?
It's art, new art. It actually has. It does have like new graphic design. There's not a lot of art.
There's like no art.
Little pictures. There's little icons. Anyway, Innovation is a game about civilizations. You are going to begin with some Age 1 cards that are just the beginnings of little technology. And they come in 5 different suits, and you're building a tableau of these things, but you can only have 1 top card of each suit. So you will, as you play like a second purple card, it goes on top of the stack, but then mechanics will allow you to splay those cards, revealing more cool symbols, and the more symbols you have, the more cool stuff you can have. Well, that's somebody's super deluxe collection of Innovation.
Yeah.
What's going on? There's like
I'm
no
not sure what
actual...
that is.
Those
there we
cards
go.
are
There's
floating.
This is more like what the that guy's tossing them in the air, I guess.
Levitation.
So this, I think, is the new edition that you're looking at here of what the new graphic design looks like. You have these abilities that you can trigger, and the more of a particular symbol that you have, the cooler those abilities are going to be, and the more other players you can do them to. Because if you have a particularly strong ability and you have more, say, crowns than your other opponents, they have to do nasty things. But if somebody has more crowns than you do, they're protected from that nasty ability. And as you go, eventually you're going to run out of cards in the Age 1 deck. You start drawing the Age 2 deck. And then the Age 3, 4, 5, all the way up to Age 11 in the new edition, which have cooler and cooler abilities, allowing you to do more stuff. And you are trying to score achievements, and the first player to score a certain number of achievements wins the game. It is dynamic, it is wacky, it is very cool. Innovation. Have you two both played?
I've sworn to never play this again. No, so I was introduced this by someone who loves this. This is his number one favorite game, and he said, Wendy, your number one favorite game needs to be a game that you're willing to play any time of day, no matter what. Like Innovation. I will play that anytime. In fact, let's play it now. So we played it right then and there. And he proceeded to just pummel me into the ground as intensely and as deeply as possible. And the entire time going, well, you see, the game isn't mean. I'm just showing you what it can do. Like, it's not inherently mean. It's just how the game works. It's just the way that the rules are.
I think that's the case with many Carl Chuddick designs. I think he likes that sort of thing where the state of the game can change so drastically with just a couple of card plays. And yeah, that's the case with Innovation as well.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly a game that I think is very clever. It's very smart, and I'm not sure how much I want to come back to it, but I do find it interesting, and I could be convinced to play it again.
Someone mentioned that it's on Board Game Arena, so that could be an easier way to play it.
Okay,
a little bit more accessible.
Indeed, and it is better as a two-player game because you're only worried about your opponent right next to you as opposed to 2 or 3 people around the table. Playing this at 5 can be a big undertaking because of all the dynamic strategies. You can end up with some wacky stuff going on. 2 players, it's a lot more engaging experience.
I've actually played it only at 2. I think you did as well, right?
Too, yeah.
Yeah. No, to be fair, I was not playing against someone who said, this is my favorite game, and I will play any time of night. If you wake me up at 3 in the morning and say, Tim, Innovation, well, of course, sure, let's go. You know, I don't personally have that philosophy about your number one favorite game of all time.
No, mine's too long for that.
I need to have some time set aside if I'm going to play my favorite game.
Nope, Eric. I'm going to show up at your door at 3 in the
now.
morning and be like, dude, it's Merchant of Venus time. Let's go.
I got 45 minutes. We're playing Merchant. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I will say that the Ultimate Edition does look nicer. This is what the first edition looks like.
Yes.
Okay.
The new graphic design is nice. They've cleaned up the rules, and the Ultimate Edition that has all of the expansions does some really nice things with the rule book to incorporate those rules. It always bugs me when you've built up a game with the base and then a bunch of expansions and a card comes up. It's like, which expansion is this from? Where do I find the rules that talk about it? It's all in one rule book. And so I can find what I'm looking for much more easily in this new edition. It even gives you instructions on how to teach the game for new players, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is nice.
One of the things that I find clever about that, I think this is the game that everyone makes fun of for using the phrase splay, because this is the game where you splay your cards.
There's a lot of splaying. You can splay a slant in the new edition.
But are there mansplaying in this game?
Lucy, you got some splaying to do, is the name of my review of Innovation Ultimate. I have not played Innovation Ultimate, so...
you mean Eric?
I anxiously await it then.
Yes, thank you.
Lucy,
no, I mean,
some
and it's
splaying
so
to do.
because cards have those icons on the different sides, some of them you splay downwards, and so only those bottom icons get added to your pool of cards, or to the right, or to the left, or up, or whatever. And so it's... I mean, Carl Chuddick crushes it in the realm of like multi-use cards. How are you going to use these cards? Which direction? And it's just it's definitely unique. I can't think of another game that I'm like, Innovation is just like that other game. Nope, can't really.
Nope.
Not even in Carl Chuddick's oeuvre of work himself. I can't think of another one that's like, he's just doing Innovation again. No, not really. So
yeah, a lot of people will say that about Glory to Rome, that some of his other designs are similar to Glory to Rome.
Yeah.
But this one, I don't know of any others. It helps that this game has remained in print over all of this time. So if you want Innovation, you can play Innovation. But if you want Glory to Rome, you got the super expensive option, or you've got one of the other offshoot options that you can go with.
Or the slightly not legal option.
Yes, slightly.
We here at the Dice Tower do not condone breaking the law unless it's disconnecting your Florida Power and Light power box from your house so you don't get charged for electricity.
Full circle.
Are you just saying
That's what we call a
shutting your
callback,
own
people.
electricity off so you don't get charged for electricity?
Life
this
hacks.
is not like stealing cable.
If you don't have electricity, you don't have to pay for it.
That's fair. We don't have winter here. It only feels like 107 outside right now.
Only
Feels
indeed.
like.
Oh,
The
good
Dice
heavens.
Tower does not condone splaying.
All right. Well, folks, that has been, in my mind, a ragingly successful board game breakfast. Eric, when does the next episode of the podcast go up with the Gen Con coverage?
The podcast will be recorded later this week, and we will be posting it right before Gen Con on Tuesday morning of next week. You can hear the latest episode and our previews of what we're excited to see at Gen Con.
All right.
Very nice, very nice.
Very good.
And
Yeah.
then the Tom scrolling through with some other people of the Gen Con, that's going to be Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday
Instead
at
of the
2
top
p.m.
10?
Yeah, in the top 10 slot. And then, as you saw earlier in the episode, if you would like to win one of those two digital codes, they are codes, by the way, I didn't say this earlier, for iTunes. I think Simon clarified that. So to be able to download The Hobby, to get a free code for that, go email me today only and include in the subject The Hobby. If you email me tomorrow,
Then you get BitTorrent codes.
Then Chris will send you pictures of pizza.
Oh.
Wait, no, that's work on my part.
It's consolation pizza.
Copy and paste.
I do like consolation
Then Chris
pizza.
will buy me real pizza.
I want to buy me real pizza though.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
You live in the same house. You can both eat the pizza.
I don't think
No.
Eric, there's a few things you'll understand more as you get older. Okay.
Pizza is not for sharing. That's why they call it a personal pan pizza. The entire 16 inches is my personal pan.
Yeah. Any pizza is a personal pizza if you believe in yourself. So with that, I think that we shall wrap this up here. If memory serves, this is the only live thing happening today, but come back tomorrow. We have the rest of the week, we have our normal slew of stuff coming up from the Dice Tower, including reviews. We've got No Loose Ends, a new trick-taking game. We've got Waddle from All Play. And I think at the end of this week, the Ace of Spades is being reviewed. So yeah, we got some cool big hitters to get you prepped for Gen Con, or to get you prepped for sitting at home while Gen Con happens and being like, I can still play games. I'm not missing out. With that, I'm Chris Yi.
I'm Wendy Yi.
And I'm Eric Summerer. Oh, it's terrible. No, it was all right. It was terrible. Terrible. Bye.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening, where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.